What else can I say?
Okay, tomorrow morning I'll start digging. What can I say? Where you told me to dig. One other thing has come up this week. Well, a couple of other things. Well, we won't get into to the other one, but some people called me, and I'm a yoga teacher, and but I haven't. For the last year and a half, I've been a repairman. So I haven't taught.
A homemaker. Yes,
a home, literally, maker. So some people from the community came and said, we're in a fix. The yoga teacher that taught at the community center has left for personal reasons. This town no longer has a yoga teacher. Would you consider teaching yoga at our community center? And I said, well, not as an employee of the Parks Department, but as an independent contractor, I would be glad to do that. So I have a very favorable lease now, and I've advertised by putting up posters. And this all happened very quickly last week. The first class is at Monday morning at 10 o'clock. No one has signed up. What's that? What the heck's that about? You know, it wasn't my idea in the first place. And these people came to me, and the three people who came to me haven't even signed up. So, plus there's a long roster of other people who were taking the other classes.
Just a moment.
Yes.
The word is P-A-T-I-E-N-C-E. Abide with your intent. Abide with your intent to make the gift of teaching yoga. Let the intent touch those who would participate, and give them time to respond. And if they don't respond as quickly as you would like, then still stay with the intent. Is this really a gift you wish to give?
I enjoy it.
Is this really a gift you wish to give?
Of course. Yes.
Then you will persist in the willingness to give it. Because you know and feel the fact that it's appropriate to be doing that. If you become preoccupied with how slowly others respond, it means it calls into question whether what you're doing is a manipulation. I'm doing this to get that. And you would need to look at that. But if you are making this extension because you care about people, and you enjoy making this gift, then you won't make your willingness be contingent upon how punctual others are in responding to your offer.
In this area as well as others.
Of course.
The other thing about having the rug pulled out from underneath of you is, you know, this has been a process which this improvement job has taught me again and again, where I think I'm finally finished with this phase of the project, and lo and behold, It needs to be redone. And the point I'm making is that it feels oftentimes like the rug's pulled out from underneath of me, and I feel exhausted by it. It's like, oh my God, we've got to go start from scratch. And I know there's a certain amount of humanness here, but you know, and then things go on and it's forgotten, and I don't know, maybe it's internalized. Disappointment and frustration becomes internalized. But I would rather just run up against these things. Well, first of all, not run up against them at all. But if there's a lesson to learn here, I'd like to learn it and not have to have my ego grab me and throw me in the dirt and rub me around until I can regain my peace and composure and dust myself off and get back at it again. It's hell. I don't have, until I can regain that composure. And I'd just rather not go through it again. And I'm tired of it. I don't want to do it anymore.
Thank goodness you aren't only 23 months old. Someone full of enthusiasm who runs to get everywhere and enjoys the fun of running, but trips often and ends up flat on the floor. Because in your frame of mind right now, it would be a miserable experience to always end up flat on the floor. But 23-month-old children, when they fall on the floor, often laugh or just lie there for a moment, deciding what to do next without placing an evaluation on the experience. It would be nice if everyone would abide by the expectations you have of them, the expectations you have of yourself. And if they had the same commitment that you have to behaving the way you think you and everyone else ought to behave. You're being forced out of your little box of rules. You're being forced out of boundaries that cause you unnecessary suffering. Life is a flow, is a movement. It's an unstructured movement which nevertheless is perfectly orderly. But when you try to apply structures to the flow, you interfere with the natural order, and you also lose your peace. You have also shared that you have done a lot of changing, because now these things, although they distress you, don't distress you as long or as severely. So you are finding a greater range of freedom and peace than you used to find under similar circumstances. And you still have a way to go, to the point where distress never enters into the picture.
Hallelujah.
But you may need to repeat things, just like parents have to repeat instructions to children, or in the process of educating them into why it's appropriate not to hit the little boy next to them or bite the girl next to him. You repeat the reasons. You educate over and over. And you do it because you care. You're creating a nest over there. You are being a homemaker. whether you thought that's what you moved there to do or not. And a new arena of heart experience is opening up to you. For you, not for your pocketbook. So there is growth occurring here and expansion. It's just not what you thought it was about. Like a bucking bronco, life is breaking you so that you're available to be in a much broader spectrum of activity with less reaction. That's the end of the answer.
Thank you, Raj. I don't think I could have made it this far without you, and I just want to say thanks.
Today, that's what you say.
Tonight it may be different.
You are welcome.
Thanks.
Yes.
I love you.
Hands. Right here on the end.
Thanks for taking my question.
You're welcome.
I was, during the break, I was trying to figure out how I was going to go home to upstate New York, not being resentful because you didn't call on me. So, so I guess there'll be another challenge, I'm sure.
There will be plenty of opportunities to practice resentment.
Yeah, there are.
In fact, you will create opportunities that aren't actually there.
Yes. And before I ask my question, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you've been in my life for 7-8 years, and probably longer than that. But I've realized you've been in my life for 7 or 8 years, and this is my first time out here to talk to you in person. So I'm just very happy to be here, and thanks to Paul as well. So my question, I have 2 questions, and they're running neck and neck. Originally, I thought I just wanted to ask you, where's my next area of growth? What am I stuck on that I can work on that will enable me to wake up sooner and faster? And
the answer to that would be, wherever in your experience there's dissonance, wherever you perceive a problem to be.
Okay.
Don't go for grand projects. The places where there are dissonance are the places where your ego is weakest and where there's the greatest opportunity for breakthrough. And especially the areas of your experience where there is dissonance with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the richest opportunities, and they're the ones you're actually up for next.
Okay.
Which means they're the ones you're ready and able to learn from. If you pick a grand project to help you wake up, and it's not the step you're ready for, nothing will come from it, no matter how much energy you put into it. And the ego says, unfortunately, it feels the truth is unfortunate that the places where you are ready to grow are the simple relationships, problems, and dissonances in your daily life, which you would be inclined to think bear no relationship to your spiritual growth. But they are the places where you're unable to recognize the kingdom of heaven. They are the places where They are the very specific places where your breakthroughs can occur. So it's like it's always at the bottom of the barrel where the door to the kingdom of heaven opens. It's always in the simple, mundane, apparently really human aspects of your experience. But that's where the love is called for. And that's where that's where you can find the capacity to love that broadens you significantly. Continue.
My follow-up question has to do with partnering. There was a lot of talk about partnering yesterday, and I've never been partnered, and it's not really something I desire, but most people do. And you were talking about commitment and waking up in the middle of the night and, being with somebody. And I'm just wondering if that's what I need to do. I mean, granted, it's a grand project, all right. Is it in my destiny? Is it something I should look for?
It's not in anybody's destiny to be alone, except as far as the ego is concerned. And then it is your absolute destiny to be alone, separate, isolated, and ultimately from God. So it's not your destiny to be alone. And I'm going to put it very simply. You can't get back home alone. Because what keeps you from experiencing being at home or being awake is the practiced right to think for yourself, to be independent, to be separate. Therefore, the correction can only come in the form of joining with someone else. Because that's the only thing that breaks the isolation. And that's the only thing that opens the door, so to speak, for your mind to come back into its natural sanity, where it isn't shutting out things, saying, this is me, and that's not me. So, you can go through the rest of this lifetime not partnering with anyone, and perhaps not feeling particularly miserable, but at the end of this lifetime, you will still be faced with the only choice that is truly contributive to your awakening, and that is to join, and to join with commitment. So, if you wish to dream a little longer, dream a little longer. It's going to become more and more difficult to dream because more and more people are going to be engaged in waking up. And part of what has made it easy to dream and to feel isolated is, we'll say, that is the large group of like-minded individuals who have apparently given depth and strength to the state of dreaming. But as more and more withdraw from that, it's going to be harder and harder to maintain it. And the fact is that you're not likely to get through this lifetime still dreaming or still being happy being alone. Because I'm going to say the work everyone else is doing is going to begin to free you from your dream, whether you want to be freed from it or not, and you will begin to long for a partner, for companionship. I encourage you to explore partnering, explore companioning. Even if you just do it as a simple expression of curiosity.
Okay. All right, thanks.
But do understand that, that whatever degree of ease you are feeling in being separate and alone does not represent normalcy. It isn't really appropriate. And ultimately, it is an uncomfortable experience. Appropriately. It would be truly insane to be able to be at odds with yourself and the way things work and not be uncomfortable. You see?
Yes, I do. I just have one little
Microphone.
Okay. Oh, how's my dad?
Well,
Is he well?
yes.
All right. Is he here?
Not with you today, no.
Okay. But he has been? Does he come around every once in a while?
Yes, he does. I need to say that this, I've said it before, but those who have passed on cannot come at will whenever they feel like it. It's always allowed because it fulfills purpose,
Okay.
which means it fulfills purpose for you or whoever is being visited.
All right.
And yes, you are visited.
Great. Thanks a lot.
You are welcome. Hands. In the back over here.
Good afternoon, Raj.
Good afternoon.
I want to give thanks for the good that has come into my life, although I'm sorry for the circumstance. And I would ask if you have anything to say to or about my mother.
Would you elaborate?
Well, she has been diagnosed with cancer, and she has moved. And I have been asked to assist in her estate. And I'm just wondering if...
When you say she has moved,
she has moved from California to Olympia, into a home that an apartment she's enjoying. And I am taking on more responsibilities, and I'm grateful for those, although I find them somewhat overwhelming and with mixed emotion in refacing the issues that I did with Anne. And I'm wondering if you, as just part of my question, if you have any comments for her, me, us.
well, it is wonderful that you have an opportunity to be the presence of love with commitment again. And you may find this remark surprising. More important than her healing is that she be held, embraced in the presence of love, just because, in the same way that she loved you and her children, just because. You could say turnabout's fair play, but it's more than that. In itself, it does represent a wholeness, the reciprocal nature of being the presence of love, just because. So I don't want you to love her to heal her. I want you to just love her because. Miracles do lie in the center of that, but that's not the point. no matter what, she deserves love and nurturing, and you have the capacity to give it. The middle switch.
Yeah.
No, it's off.
Oh, you want to go?
Yes.
Sorry.
Thank you. What a gift the two of you are to each other right now. And that's what you need to hear right now.
Yes.
We're not going to talk about healing.
I understand.
But I'm not suggesting that healing is not going to happen. It's just that that's not the issue right now. The issue is, the meaning at this moment is to be the presence of love just because. Because it's needed, because you have it to give, because it's your function to extend it, and because it's her function to stand in receipt of it. And for the life experience going on to be imbued with it.
I believe I understand.
Yes. What I'm doing is helping you keep the purity of the purity of the meaning that this development is calling for, and not confuse it with outcomes, and not to do what's called for to affect an outcome. Because what I'm talking about is expressing a wholeness in the now, and being at peace with not making it more than that. You see?
I believe so. And it seems to be a very hard task, not knowing what to say, talk about, but just, I hear you saying, just be there for her and me in the now, and whatever it is.
Yes.
Okay, I can do
With
that.
love and compassion and caring and being human.
Yes. And our hopes are that everything will be the way it's to be.
Well,
That's the only way it'll be.
the quote, effect of simple love is transformational. But I do not want to get into that, because it is not appropriate for you to be love here for any other reason than just because. That's where the simplicity and purity of love is. Period.
Okay.
At another time, I may say more. If I say more about it now, it will move you out of the simplicity, and I cannot afford to put you in that position.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
May I ask another question?
Yes, you may.
We've spoken briefly about the appropriateness of the business that Pat and I are trying to start, and it seems to have a timing of its own. It just doesn't seem to come to fruition. It's slow. Can you speak to the appropriateness of it and how it will...
the question revolves around appropriateness of persisting.